now, your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
As we carry on with Hurricane Preparedness Week, we take a look at the next subject for today, and that is the Hurricane Kit. A supply kit to, if you plan to shelter in place or if you plan to evacuate, you'll need a Go Kit, which is an easily deployable, kit, suitcase, basically, packed suitcase with everything you need for about 3 or 4 days to evacuate to a hotel or friend's house or whatever. The Hurricane Supply Kit can actually be somewhat complicated in terms of what you want to put in it. I always think of it as kind of a kit designed to let you go wilderness camping for 3 days without electricity or shopping centers nearby. Everything you would need to properly survive. So if you have any questions about that, I recommend you go to my website or my Facebook page, rather, John Scalzi ABC7. And there I have put a link that will take you through the process step by step of putting together a custom-built supply kit for yourself if you plan to shelter at home, or a to-go kit if you plan to evacuate. Dry across the Suncoast. Oh my goodness, the drought index has just continued to rise, and so too does the fire danger index, an indication of how likely it is for a fire to spread if it gets started, or even get started for that matter. And right now, Charlotte County in the extreme category, and most everyone in the Suncoast in the very high category, with some places a little bit lower, but nobody out of the woods certainly. So it's a situation that continues to get worse. We need some rainfall. And it looks like we'll have to wait at least until the weekend before we start to see the possibilities back in the forecast. 90, our air temperature by 3 p.m. and a dry wind continuing to blow. Actually, I wish we had some rain around to help with the drought index, but if you're going to be 90 degrees, that nice, dry, fresh wind out of the northwest or northeast is a pretty nice thing to have, kind of cooling thing, at least making you feel a little cooler as you head into the afternoon. So not too terribly bad. 90 is tolerable with that dry wind. 85 degrees by 7 p.m. Should be a beautiful sunset with that breezy wind continuing, dying down a little bit by midnight, and overnight tonight look for a temperature of about 65. Right now, we are already at 85 degrees, plenty of sunshine out there, and the dew point just doesn't get any better for this time of year. 57, our dew point. That is just wonderful. By the time we get to the weekend, I bet you our dew point values are closer to the 70 mark. They'll be going back up again as our east wind, now at 11, will be switching back down to the southeast or south. Air quality, because of all the sunshine that we're getting, continues to rise. To the amount of ozone measured in parts per million is right now sitting at 95. That is as of yesterday at 1 o'clock. A new meter reading will be coming out at 1 o'clock this afternoon. I suspect it might be a little bit higher. If it gets just a little bit higher, it'll be in the unhealthy for sensitive people category, meaning that those folks with compromised respiratory systems, or young children, or very elderly, probably shouldn't have a lot of strenuous outdoor exercise in that kind of a condition. They should limit the amount of outdoor exposure. We'll see how it plays out. Sunny and dry today as we head into the next couple of days. I think we'll enjoy this big ridge of high pressure continuing to provide quiet and tranquil conditions on the Suncoast, just as it is through most of the deep south. Northwest wind at about 15 knots, becoming northeast overnight, and the forecast calls for a high today of 90. Tomorrow about the same, plenty of sunshine around. And then on Thursday, we'll probably start to see that moisture beginning to increase across the Suncoast. I think you'll really notice it on Friday as a kind of uptick in the humidity factor. And then over the weekend, we'll factor in those reasonable chances of afternoon showers and thunderstorms that'll linger into the beginning of next work week.